Happy Friday morning to you. May soon be switching to a Sunday morning, or actually Sunday evening channel, but I don't want it to be like 3 o'clock in the morning for people in Australia. I have to figure out how to do that time math. Let me show you what happened out here today. I have a tree here still. I need to light that on fire and burn it and figure out how to not burn my whole hillside down. Oh, comes riffraff. Of course, I'm outside. Wants to know what I'm doing. There's a dead tree that is hanging up in that tree. Here's the widowmaker from a couple videos ago that come down. I have to figure out how to cut the vines. That thing, whew, Jesus. But what I have accomplished is that everywhere where there is still shit, there is a forest of blackberries out here. You come over here and look at that, right? And then this blackberry is like all the way down. This whole area that is left, look at that. This whole area that is left, every last bit of it is full of blackberries. Like, this is a blackberry field at this point. I have to come through here and cut this stuff up with my saw. Need to figure out how to make this better walkable. Like, everywhere you look, there's a shot down to the creek that this time of year no longer runs, sadly. And there's this here. That's blackberries all the way up. I'm gonna have enough blackberries to make jam this year, just off of this part of my dirt. Kind of cool. There's some old dead pine tree I need to burn. Access to this side of the creek, even though the water is not running. So in an effort to finish clearing this hillside, I have lit this pile of shit on fire. I got a shovel and a garden hose. Hope this goes all right. We'll see. I'll let you know if I burn the forest down. All right, so we went and did an actual homestead thing today. Because I tried to light that on fire last night. And yeah, the grass underneath of it burned, and some of the dead stuff burned, but something that I did not take into consideration is that all of those live vines, there's a tree underneath of that, or I would have probably already just tried to run it over with the lawnmower. There's a whole tree underneath of that. Anyway, it wouldn't burn. So we made the decision today. Reached out to my neighbor, and next Saturday, we're going to go to the livestock auction and buy some goats. And this is going to be their for now until it is picked clean. Next year, this will be my garden. This is going to be a permanent install of these poles and this fencing. I've got another roll of the fencing here. I had to figure out how to space the poles and how far apart I could spread the poles without the fence leaning one way or the other. So that's what we come up with. I'm going to take that roll off of here, and where it's attached there, it's going to get attached, excuse my cigarette, in that back corner, and then ran around to where it's at, and then there'll be enough of that to run across to the other side, and then I'm going to run this one from there and around the other way. But anyway, we're going to get a couple of goats. This is where they're going to live at night. Once I get this asshole over here acclimated to goats, like he doesn't bother the kitty anymore. Once I get him acclimated to goats, then I'm going to start taking the goats out during the daytime out there, and I'll move them once or twice a day, but I'm going to just tie them up to a tree and let them eat, because this place needs that. I probably need 10 years of goats to eat my way through the underbrush here. This is actually going to probably end up being perfect for a winter garden, although it is not at all for summer, the way that the sun shifts in the sky, and it'll eventually be over there and shining on that all day. This now currently gets all-day sunlight. For the duration of the summer that we've been in, the sun is setting. It's about 6:30, maybe 7 o'clock. Yeah, the goat's going to live there for a while, and that's going to become a garden, and then eventually, who knows what'll end up happening with them. It should be interesting to see, to go get some goats. I'll take some footage at the livestock auction for sure. So I took my trash to the dump yesterday, and this cabinet was laying next to the dumpster. So I went ahead and took it home. Needs a bath. It's lived its life somewhere for a long time. Yeah, that thing's cool as shit. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with it, but I certainly couldn't leave it at the dump. Alright, so I got a problem and a bone to pick with the electric company. This power line up here probably doesn't pick up. It comes off of that pole and it goes up the hill to the people that live up there. Okay? Passes directly over the top of where my water is. They had a crew of fucking dudes out here today that claimed to not speak English, which, cool story, bro. When you come back, I'm just about fluent in Spanish. Walking this hillside underneath of this power line, spraying arsenic. That is the direct watershed where the water that's my water box right there. All the way down these bushes underneath of that power line, all the way across here and up the side here, which this is overgrown at the moment. I need to run the weed eater. I've actually got squash that are planted and growing here. And they sprayed arsenic in exactly the spot where my line, that's where my water comes from. And I called the electric company, and the woman in the one office transfers me over to somebody in Tennessee. And of course, you know, he doesn't answer the phone. He's got the same last name as the kid that lives up this hill. I'm going to send I call him a kid. He's probably 28 or 30. He's got the same last name. I'm going to try to get a hold of him and see if I can, because the guy who's in charge of the spraying, like, all this shit's going to be dead here in a couple of days now. But they sprayed it in the direct line of my watershed, man. That, like, I can't, that's my water box with the well pump. I can't drink that until I find out whether or not it's leaching from the land into the spring. Like, anyway, you can see I made some progress over here. I got that whole hillside cleaned off, and inside of there, I got a big crate inside of the house. It's going to double the dog and for goat transportation. I'll be able to put it in the back of my truck, and hopefully this weekend make it to the livestock auction and pick up a couple of goats. I understand this is not even remotely enough space for them to eat. They only had 2 rolls of fence. So what I'm going to do first, when I get them, they're going to have some stuff to eat in there. I'm going to work on getting more poles and what have you, but I'm going to take them out of here during the day. Take them out here and tie them up to a tree for a couple hours, move them around a few spots, and then bring them back. But yeah, I got to deal with that because that's where my water comes from. Like I don't even know how to test for that, to be quite honest with you. But they sprayed underneath of that all the way up the hill. All right, so I'm out here sweating like a pregnant nun in church. It's hot. As you can see, I got the other roll of fence put up. I got it wired to the poles. I have to work on rocks for right there because this is going to get expanded further that way. For the moment, I got to worry about filling that in so that they can't get out. What do you want, dude? Huh? What do you want? It's kind of makeshift for now until something is permanent. You can see the where I've got the end of the line here. I've got it hooked with carabiners. This pole doesn't want to stand up straight to save my life. It's only suiting. Everything else here is crooked. But yeah, I've got those carabiners to keep it latched, and then I've got it wired all the way around. I have an ad running currently on a local yard sale page looking for goats because I don't think with 4th of July weekend that the auction's going to happen. And I can't find anything on the internet because the internet practically doesn't exist out here, and there's nobody on it. And I can't make a phone call from the house, so perhaps I drive up the hill a little ways and try to make a phone call later today. But yeah, that's about as ready as that's going to get for now. There's Kitty over there. Somebody asked in the comments section where my daughter's at. She's 14 and it's summertime. She's in bed. She doesn't get out of bed till lunchtime. That's why she's not in any of the videos. She's not participating in anything around here but sleep. Oh, got all that cleared. Still got all these walkways. I still got to cut that. We're getting there. Also got a snake living in the rocks right there that I'm working on getting rid of. You know, mountain things. So there's been a lot of little things that I've done. Got me one of those to try to keep the floor clean. Got a new shop vac. I pounded those poles in over there with a sledgehammer. So I went and bought one of those for the future. Got that thing cleaned out. Need to move it into the container. Got my replacement dolly from the one that I had that was broken that the wife returned in Charleston, and I finally got it back from my mother's house because it was with her stuff we were moving. And let me show you this ginormous dog cage. Alright, so this is the biggest dog cage I've ever seen in my life. Dog goes in it sometimes. That thing's going to be big enough though that I can put it in the back of my truck. Itch, 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 itch. I can put that thing in the back of my truck and get goats to and from home in that. He seems to like it okay. We've yet to leave him inside of the house in it though. My wife and I drove what we call around the block because of the roads out here, kind of like horseshoes. We went and drove for about half an hour last night, came back. Apparently he whined and cried, but he didn't. My biggest concern with this dog is that he's going to get so wound up if we leave him that he's going to hurt himself. But I don't think he'll be able to hurt himself inside of here. I got to take this extra piece. This thing is big enough that you can actually divide it. It's got 2 doors for 2 dogs. But I'll be able to transport goats in that until I find something more suitable. I also set up a sewing table for the wife. You gotta excuse all the clutter in the background. That's like tools and shelf liner and curtain rods, and we're still working this space out, but that's a sewing table for my wife that I set up. We did get some rugs for the floor in our room. We've been driving around like crazy. Let me turn this around. I'll talk to you for a minute. All right, so she's been here for just about a week and a half, and we took a drive. I'd been to Kingsport, Tennessee, and I wanted to see what was going on in the town of Wise. The sun's barely even up. I'm sweating. So we drove over to the town of Wise, Virginia. It took us 5 hours to get there and back, and there's really nothing there. They did have a Harbor Freight, an Ollie's, and a Tractor Supply. However, Tractor Supply is awfully proud of all of their products, and they are... I'm not looking to spend $30 on a dog leash We walked around inside a Tractor Supply and left. And I went the next day to the local feed store to get the fence and poles for that, because I would rather spend my money locally. Even though the local feed store doesn't really have anything in it, you kind of have to order everything and everything. Much like everything else around here, it all takes like 2 weeks. Been trying to source some, there was a guy that had a pile of used poles for the fence that was for sale that I missed by about 20 minutes. I did find a 5-burner Electrolux drop into the top of the counter stovetop at the dump yesterday that looked almost new, that I took over to my mother's place. I got to go over there and hang some paneling on the ceiling. I'm here, there, and everywhere, and I've been on the road driving a lot lately, so I haven't really been filming much, because by the time I get done being in the car for 4 or 5 hours and then I get to a project, I don't have the patience left in me to set up a tripod and try to film it. And that's not I need to get out of that habit, and I need to get back into what I've been doing. But the wife and I have been literally, she is off at the school that she's going to be working at currently. I left yesterday without her, but her and I have been in the car together for almost a week and a half. She's out by herself today. I was out by myself yesterday. I had to go get supplies, dog food, cigarettes, things of the sort, produce, dinner. Found 3-pound things of Jenny-O turkey on clearance for $2.49 a piece, so I made 3 pounds of taco meat, separated it into thirds, and froze part of it. I mean, this place is non-stop, although you have to sit down and catch your breath when it starts to get hot, because for whatever reason there's no wind up here, there's no breeze, there's nothing, and when the sun is on the yard and it's 90 degrees, it is hot, and you can go for about 15 minutes and then you need to sit down for about 15 minutes to not overheat yourself. It is full-on summer, and we are, yeah, it's warm. I'm going to see if I can't, like I said, wrangle up some goats this week. If it takes another 2 weeks, I guess I'm mountain time. Mountain time, everything takes at least 2 weeks, if not longer. The small engine mechanic who's got the parts for my big lawnmower is still on vacation for another week. My mother's got a birthday coming up this weekend and 4th of July that I have to figure out what it is I'm doing for my mother for her 60th birthday. Jesus. Sorry, Mom, but you're getting old. The kid may or may not be going back with her mother. I don't know. She doesn't really like it out here, and her mother's been talking about coming to get her, but I don't know one way or the other. I don't really have any control over that. She's of an age where she can make her own decisions, but I would really rather that she not leave. I'd like her to get up and participate, and getting up and participating is not something that she wants to do. She wants to be on her phone all the time. It's irritating. Anyway, gotta try to figure out what my next project. I gotta move this thing back. It takes up too much space on the back porch. I just didn't have a plug. She got air conditioning in her room, and the extension cord that I've been using to run my circular saw and my outdoor things is now running the air conditioning unit in her room. I need to wire a plug for that. Just haven't got there. It is on my to-do list. As soon as I get that extension cord back, it'd be different. But that's why, anyway, I had to use the vacuum back here because I have an extension cord here. I don't think I have anything else insightful to say right now. And if you're still with me, thanks for watching. This is still Tuesday, so I still got a couple more days of filming, but there's 5 minutes of your life that you will never get back. Right there is where that big old cool cabinet is going to live its life for now. So I got to figure out what I'm going to put in it. That's where it's living for now. So I'm out here currently in my sea of rocks, filling a wheelbarrow. For what, you might ask? I build a fire pit in the backyard so that we can have a safe fire on the 4th of July. No fireworks with this dog. It's too dry to burn without some sort of fire containment and a hose. So I'm building a fire pit. Well, hello folks. It's a Wednesday. I was supposed to go pick up a door today, but that's not going to happen because I picked up something else. Can sort of kind of see through the window. Got them tarped up. Just you wait till we get home. We just drove about an hour and a half from the house, give or take an hour. Met a very nice couple that has a very nice farm that is way more along than mine is. I can only hope that in 10 years time I can make as much progress as that man, his wife, and his children have with that place. My goodness, there's so much going on there. It was almost overwhelming, that in a good sense. Gives me something to work towards. Anyway, when we get back to the house, I'll show you the goats. Alright, so after spending about 3 hours in the car, that spot that I had over there, direct sunlight. There's no possible way that I was going to make this little baby be in direct sunlight. So we're over here in what was going to be the garden. As soon as they come in stock at the local feed store, I'm going to get more poles, stakes, whatever you want to call those, and more wire. And I'm going to expand it out to this entire area and as far up the side of that hill as I possibly can. But let me walk you over here and show you. I'm not done in here yet. I still got to get the kennel out of the back of the truck. Look at I'll get some better later. I got to get the kennel out of the back of the truck because it's going to work as a makeshift shelter for now. I'm going to wrap it up in a tarp, put a strap around the outside of it. It's the lady and gentleman that I bought this from are kind enough to put fresh hay inside of it, so that should be good for at least a few days or until it rains. Until I can come up with some sort of a little shelter inside of here. I may actually just go buy a dog house, because that may actually be more cost effective to go buy a dog house than to build something right now. We'll see, but time will tell. This is little. This probably won't take 2 days to clear, but yeah, once I get back inside, I'll get some better video of the baby goat. We got to come up with a name for the mama goat's name is Brownie. Haven't come up with a name for the baby goat yet. We'll see. So far he's being manageable. He only barked a couple times. I only had to shock him once, and then I've had to vibrate him a few times. Mama's not very happy. I brought her out some water. Now I got to bring her out some feed. Then I got to move the kennel out. There's a little baby. Oh, he's so drowsy. So drowsy. Take a nap. Yeah, Mama don't like the dog. That's Brownie, and I think we're gonna call the little buckling there. I think we're gonna call him Sunday with an AE on the end of it. Brownie and Sunday. Yeah, looks like Mama's adjusting well. She's eating some grain. It's an old planter that I had that people I got them from said never to feed them from the ground. Their feed, anyway. So. Yeah, I gotta meet the kid at the fence. She's carrying a big old thing. But anyway, it's a planter that had a hole in it that I couldn't use anyway. Oh, look!
So heavy.
It isn't that heavy.
Yeah.
You need to start carrying some hay bales and tell me about being heavy. I have to toughen you up a little bit, kid.
Shut up.
Could always bring it back out. So I set this up for them temporarily. This is a dog kennel. Like, they need to be locked away in the evening. They need somewhere safe and secure to be. This is at least metal. I got the silver side out on the tarp so it reflects the heat because it is the hot time of the year. Put the mineral block in there just so that it stays out of the rain. I gotta build a structure here. What I probably need to do is build my shed so that I can have tools closer to this. I need to build my shed somewhere over here. I don't know yet, that I have in the container. So that I have tools closer. And I need to probably buy a wireless, battery-powered circular saw so I can work out here. But temporary, but it'll do. It'll keep them safe at night. I come out here about 7 o'clock and lock them in for the evening, put a little bowl of water in the front and be good to go. And I mean, this will probably only take 2 or 3 days for Mama to chew through all this. Theoretically speaking, on Saturday I've got more fence pole coming in, so it's in motion. What say you, kid? What do you think of the goat? The baby?
He's fluffy.
He's brand new.
He just came out of the package.
Yeah. Oh, baby goat.
Oh, he likes it.
Still burning a little bit. It's about all the energy I've got in me today. I just got bit by something on my leg, and I got bit by something on my neck. Just took a Benadryl, so that's about it for me for the day. My neck is swollen, my leg is swollen, and I need a shower. That burned way better than I had hoped for it to. That's about it for me today. So it's now about 11 o'clock at night. This fire's, excuse me, it's well contained, but it's still going. I got bit by something on my neck, and I had to take a Benadryl. And by about 5:30, I was in bed, and I lost like 4.5 hours to a Benadryl snooze. Never ends well. I'm back out here tending to this. The work never stops out here. At least 12, if not 14 hours a day doing something. What are you doing, dog? First light, I'll be out checking on the goats, make sure they got water. Mama's got feed in addition to foliage to consume. It's, you know, she's nursing. She needs nutrients, so she's getting feed. Well, they made it through their first night. Oh, little goat is so cute. Look at him. Oh my God, look at him. He's so cute. Come on, Mama, we ain't gonna hurt you. They appear to be happy. And look who's followed me all the way down the trail to see what's going on out here. Mind you, the house is way over there. This bite that I've got on my calf that I got yesterday is something else. I got the dog to like them. It's funny, the kitty cats follow me out here now. But yeah. That's all I got for this week. Apparently the kid's going back with her mother on Saturday. I tried.